we live? We live on YouTube. There we go. All right, guys. So look, today we're talking about stocks. Normally we're talking about 10 baggers, stocks you can make, 10 times your money or more. Yeah, and we've had a bunch of them. We've had, and here's the fact. Here's the fact. On this channel, Wall Street Reporter, this company, Wall Street Reporter, wallstreetreporter.com, we've introduced investors to more, 10 baggers, 100 bagger stocks, and probably anybody on the planet, okay? When I say 100 baggers, I'm talking about literally making 100 times your money. Okay, we've had a number of them. We've had, I always mention, by the way, MicroStrategy was one of our early clients years ago. We're talking about like a long time ago, 20 plus years, right? That one became a 100 bagger back in the late 90s, okay? We had, of course, Axon went up 1,000x, okay? Axon went from $1.25. I think they did one split. So it's 800 today. So technically, I think it's $1,600. If you would have put $1,000, if you would have put in $1,000 into Axon when we did that CEO interview in, I think it was 2002, I think it was. Oh, this is going back. You'd have over $1 million today. You'd have over $1 million today. $1 million bucks today. How about ResMed? I forgot about that one. ResMed. That's one of our other. That was one of our other clients. This ResMed was a like a $5 stock. It went up over 100x. I think maybe even 200x. Even 200x. Yeah. Well, Rico Beats. Yeah. Well, the work sport will boom. Mark Morgan's Jack does. Well, no. Listen, we've had some dogs. Listen, I'm not perfect. We've had a couple of dogs over the years. We've had dogs. We've had massive winners. We've had dogs, but I think we've had more winners and on a bigger scale than dogs. For example, you only need one or two stocks that go up 10x, to 20x, 50x to change your life. Okay, we've had people who've made literally turned a couple $1,000s into literally $1 million. I can explain more if you want to know how they did it. Like literally starting from $1,000 into over $1 million in like a year. It's a very risky strategy. I don't recommend it, but we've had people do that. And of course, hey, we've had people make big money with these other things. Oh, okay, so we're gonna be talking about ADN, Seattle, Mersh. By the way, here, why is everybody asking me about stocks that have gone down when the same stocks have gone up? They've doubled, they've tripled, they've got up 700%, 1,000%. These things are volatile. By the way, even the stocks that went up 1,000x, okay, we're talking about like the Axons of the world or whatever it is, ResMed, MicroStrategy, RIX. They've been roller coasters, okay? They on the way to going up 1,000x, they also dropped, they had 50% drops, 70% drops. I got a whole chapter in the book. I wrote the book. Again, I'm like a broken record. I wrote the book for you guys for a reason. I wrote this book so that you can know what to expect when you get into these stocks. That you know that the road to a 10x, it's not a straight line. Okay, it's not a straight line. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. Okay, but so we're talking about two stocks, which I believe can be massive moonshots. I got. Let me see. Let me pull up. Is WorkSport? Okay. Oh, let's pull up the charts. Let's pull up the charts. Yeah, hang on a second. Let's get this. Okay, we're looking at the chart now. By the way, I know you guys don't have the patience to wait. I know you don't have the patience to wait for stock to go up, 1,000x, 100x. You don't. You want something that's going to double your money. That's fine. That's fine. Because I'm going to tell you some stocks right now where you can literally double or even triple your money. All right, TikTok, let's go. We got the TikTok, because TikTok, I got to show them my screen. I got to show them the screen. Okay, so YouTube, you guys are already looking at the screen. Guys, get ready. WorkSport, WKSP. Now, first of all, you got to watch. What you should do is, if you're smart, okay, if you really want to make real money, okay, if you don't want to be a tomato can, you don't want to be one of these people who buys high and sells low, okay, you want to make real money, you got to know what you own, okay? You got to know what you own. Meaning, if you look at these stocks, check out the CEO, the video interviews that we have. If you're on TikTok, go to our YouTube channel, okay? A link above in the bio. Go to the YouTube channel and check out the interviews that we had yesterday with the CEO of WorkSport, with Logistics. These guys, I believe, have what it takes to be 100 baggers stocks or 100X CEOs. I believe they really have what it takes. Again, the things I talk about in the book. What you want is you want a stock which goes up 100X. You want that 100X CEO. These two guys, watch those two videos. You decide for yourself. Okay, you decide for yourself. I believe these guys have what it takes to go all the way, and we'll go through the charts. First of all, I want to show you guys what's about to explode. We're talking about WorkSport, and I'm going to show the chart to the TikTok people, even though we only have 24 people. We got nobody watching right now. Wow. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, click the upvote heart button. Click the hearts button, the upvote, whatever it is, so that you can we get more of us. We get a golden cross. We got a golden cross happening right now on the WorkSport chart. We got a double bottom here. This is the 1 hour chart. Extremely bullish. This is the algo trigger right now. We got the algo trigger ready to go on WorkSport, WKSP. When this goes, the stock is going to $6. Okay, the next move is to $6. Guys, get ready. This thing is, once we start going, once we get the golden cross, which is happening literally right now, it's literally happening as we speak. This thing is going to explode. Okay, this is the 15-minute chart. It's a little slow right now. So look at this. Today's kind of, the last few days have been kind of off days for the market. Why? I have no idea. It's been, who knows why. Let me see something here. There we go. 1 hour charts are looking good. Look, we're ready to go. Look, we're bouncing off the support on the 1 hour charts. This is WorkSport. We closed the gap. This is what I was concerned about, closing that gap. We had a massive move up. It's been working it out for the last couple of days here. Here we go. Starting to move 345, 346. Look, 350 is the pivot. Once it goes 350, it's going to absolutely explode. It's going to absolutely explode. WKSP. All right, now flip the camera back. Let's go through some of the stuff here. So yep, C plus. I'm here. By the way, I got your email. I haven't responded yet. I'm going to respond because it's a long response basically. I got your email. I'm gonna send you a response. WKSP month, they go up 100%. No, our stocks. Listen, sometimes they go up 100. They double in like literally a few minutes. And by the way, you want to get in at the ground floor. That's the whole point. You got to get at the ground floor. Now, our stocks, they tend to explode a lot of times, especially now they explode, then they consolidate. But the big move happens in wave two. The money is made in wave two. How many times have I told you? How many times have I showed you guys the charts of our 10 bagger stocks? I mean, I can show you the charts a million times. All our stocks that have gone up literally 20x or more. Somebody's saying they can't buy this stock on Trading 212. You got to get yourself a real trading platform. You got to get a real legitimate brokerage account. Go to Interactive Brokers, not Robinhood, which steals your money, not these platforms that sell your order flow, Trading 212. These guys are basically scammers. They're scammers. You got to get a real trading platform where they're not going to, front run your orders. You're not going to sell your order flow. There's a reason why, they give you free commissions because they're stealing your money. What do you think? Hey, you think they're stupid? Okay, so let's pull up. Okay, so anyway, look. Bottom line is the chart on WorkSport is about to explode. It's about to literally next week we're gonna be going to the moon. Again, not a guarantee. It's not investment advice. It's all paid content. I'm just telling you what the charts are saying right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. We have a breakout above. We have a breakout from the double bottom on WorkSport. Okay, we have a massive breakout. You know what it is? I feel I am so frustrated right now because if you guys saw that video interview, you'd know what I'm talking about. If you guys are on YouTube, go to the link above. You watch that CEO live stream, the video that we have with the WorkSport CEO. That guy is the epitome of a 100X CEO. That's the guy who can make you 100 times your money, okay? If you want to make 100 times your money, okay, you guys want to make 100 times your money, you got to find the 100X CEO. This guy, I'm calling this guy the blue-collar Elon Musk. This is the blue-collar Tesla. Why? Because they're doing trucks. They started with trucks. They started with the working man, the trucks, okay? Truck bed covers also. But then they're going from there. They're going to solar power, energy, car things. They're going to these, what do you call it, heat pumps? They're about to explode. The revenues for work sport have gone from zero. They started with zero. This guy, they did it all from like the ground floor. This is the real deal. This is not some like VC guy from Silicon Valley that raises money, blah, 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 from venture capitalists, you know. No, this guy started with the zero, and they built it the hard way. They went from the over-the-counter to NASDAQ. They went from zero. Now they're hitting 20 million run rate. They're going to go to 100 million within the next 12 months. That's the inflection point. That's the inflection point on the stock. But they're getting started. What you got to understand, you got to watch that video interview with the CEO so you understand what you're buying. Forget about the business. You're not buying the business. You're buying the guy. You're buying the guy. You're betting on the jockey, not the horse. I say in the book, you want these stocks, you want to make 100x. You will make literally not 100%. I'm talking about making 100 times your money, not 10 times, 100 times. You're betting on the jockey, not the horse. Why? Because look at the company. And by the way, this guy, he did the job for me. I was going to use this metaphor, but he said, look, it's like Sony. You know, Sony, the company, or like 3M. You know, the guys. You probably know 3M. They do those Post-it notes. They make a million products. It's a multi-trillion-dollar company, billion-dollar company. So 3M started with sandpaper. They started with sandpaper. And they launch a bunch of million innovative products. I don't even know what. Hang on, I'm going to look up. What is MMM? What are their revenues now? 3M company. What are the great companies of the world? Like literally, like no joke. So 3M. I'm just curious. What do they do? What kind of financials they have? So $82 billion mark. 25 billion revenues. It's not even that big. 25 billion revenues is 3M. It's not even that big. How about Sony? What is Sony? Is it SNR? I don't even know the symbol. Okay, I don't really care. Anyway, hang on a second. Okay, so they started with sandpaper, then they launched a bunch of other products. You got to bet on the jockey, not the horse. That's 3M. Sony started with a rice cooker. Sony was a Japanese company. You know, they eat rice in Japan, right? They started making rice cookers, right? Like a home appliance. And from there, they went to doing radios. Then they did, bigger things. Then they did the Walkman. Remember the Walkman? Then they did TVs. It became a multi-billion-dollar company. Honda started, I think, with sewing machines. Yeah, the Honda that you drive now, they started with sewing machines. They have cars, and they're also making planes now. The planes are like revolutionary. The Honda Jet is revolutionary. All right. So why do I always say you got to bet on the CEO? You got to bet on the jockey, not the horse. Why? Because that's the guy who's got. You're betting on the guy who's gonna. You're not buying the company where it is now. You're buying where it's going. You're buying the guy's vision for the future. What is the guy going to do with the company? What is the vision? And if you watch both of these videos, these interviews with the CEOs, you'll understand these guys are thinking big. They're not thinking, and here's the other difference. Here's what I like also. There's a nuance because you can learn now that I've been, I also learned the hard way. I've learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. So here's what I learned the hard way because I've been at this for quite a while, right? I've interviewed thousands of CEOs, and a lot of these guys are great salesmen, great salesmen. And you notice there's a small nuance. A lot of guys talk a big game, big vision, big ambition. It's great. I just realized now what you really want. I'm going to do this in my next edition of the book. Because I have a chapter on CEO quality. What you really want is the guy, not the guy who's cocky, who's just getting started, and they're just everything is going up, right? Because usually a guy starts a business, everything is going up, right? That happens a lot of times. A lot of times, there's two ways. Anybody who's watching, I don't know if any of you guys ever started a business, but there's two ways it can go. Either It's a real grind. It's going to be a real hard slog, for the first couple of years. Or you get lucky and boom, everything takes off and you go to the moon. But then you crash because there's always there's bumps. You hit bumps. There's always something is going to happen. And we talk about that in the 10-bagger blueprint. By the way, you want the video course? Link in the bio. If you're watching on YouTube below, we got the video course, 10-bagger blueprint. It's on our WAP platform, and you also get the early alerts. But here's what happens. If you get lucky, the problem is if you get lucky, if you have some early success, then you're going to crash. Now, at that point, there's two possibilities. Either you're going to learn from your lessons and you're going to go even higher, okay? Or, it's going to crash and boom, it's over. Most of these micro-cap stocks, most stocks we've had stocks that, frankly, the ones that are rolling across the screen right here. Look at this. Check this out, guys. Check this out, okay? These are some of our winners. Stocks that went up 10X, 20X, 50X. And you know what's interesting? A lot of these guys, you see those stocks scrolling up at the bottom of the screen, most of those were like kind of younger guys that were relatively new CEOs, kind of newbies, if you will. And, they got lucky. They got a little bit lucky. That was good market, good promotion, thanks to yours truly, all that good stuff. And everything lined up, and the stocks went up 10x. The problem, and they raised a bunch of money. Our clients raised billions of dollars in the last couple of years. Here was the problem, right? The early success. They got too much early success. When they hit the road bump, some of them never recovered. Okay. And then that's it. And those guys flame out. You hear that story in the microcap sector over and over and over again. You hear that? That's a normal business story. Very normal. Guy starts, everything is going great, crash, boom. What these two guys, what I like about these guys, Logistics, WGRX, WKSP, what I like about these two guys is that, they started off, both kind of had slightly different, but they've both they've been through the upcycle and the down cycle. So they both have that experience. They've been through the hard times. Both of these guys have been through the hard times. And they're now, so they understand now what it takes. Okay. They're really building businesses built to last. They are building real companies. So this is why I believe these things. And again, they're not thinking of 10x. They're thinking 100x. They're thinking what's going to take to build literally $1 billion business. So I think you want to put these stocks on your watch list. WGRX, WKSP. Let's pull it up on the charts. Let's pull up the charts. Oh yeah. There's going to be news flow on both these stocks. Believe me, you're going to see news. You're going to see a lot of news. What's going on with Hoth? Hoth has good news. We're waiting for. I want to get the CEO on a live stream soon. Is E-Trade? I actually have an E-Trade account with Fidelity. Fidelity's kind of. I mean, it's a big company. Fidelity's a big brokerage. But they don't. Sometimes they don't let you trade all stocks for whatever reason. I think Interactive Brokers is the big one. Is the good one. Okay, let's take a look at the charts. Let's go to the charts. So we'll look at the Logistics. Logistics is down today. Okay, no big deal. It's we broke out. It's been consolidating. It's kind of it's been going sideways a little bit. It's looking for a lift, which could literally happen at any moment. I think we're almost there. By the way, it's still much higher than when we launched it. Much higher. How about, okay, let's go to WorkSport. Whoa, WorkSport's starting to move. 5-minute charts, guys, get ready. We're getting action. Get ready for action. By the way, we have a golden cross on the 1 hour chart. When is it going to kick in? I don't know. Listen, every time we do this, if you guys have been watching for a while, you know we've had these situations where we have the golden cross on the charts, but it doesn't kick in till like a couple of hours or a day later. We've had that. We had that with so many stocks. Like we're saying, either it explodes right away, or sometimes it takes a few hours or a day to kick in. It's like a delayed reaction. When it goes, it goes. So we have a major buy signal happening right now on WorkSport. When is it going to kick in? I don't know. Could be late today. Could be at the closing bell. But yeah, both of these stocks, again, highly recommend if you're just tuning in on TikTok or YouTube, check out the interviews that we have, the CEO video interviews that we have. Link above in the bio for our YouTube channel. If you watch on TikTok, see, both of these companies are right now in what I call. Nico, great question. I'm gonna address that. So yeah, very good question. So look, the main thing, one of the things I talk about, again, this channel, if this is the first time you're watching this channel, okay, we're not a day trading channel to make 5 cents a day. We're not here to make a nickel or 10%. We're here literally for stocks that go up 1,000%, where you can make 10 times, 100 times your money over a period of 6 months. Okay, and yes, our stocks do tend to double on day one, or even triple sometimes. But the real big winners, they go up that 1,000% over a period of 6 months. And what we look for is we look for a couple things. We look for something called the 10-bagger window. The 10-bagger window. What's the 10-bagger window? Well, if you by the way, if you're members of our channel, if you're on WAP, we got we actually have videos. In the video course, I explained in the book the 10-bagger window. What's the 10-bagger window? That's the moment. It's a window. Most stocks are kind of going sideways or whatever slowly, but then they hit an inflection point, which is usually like a 6 to 12 month period. And in that 6 to 12 month period, that's when like everything lines up, the stars are aligned. That's when they're just about to launch a new product, or they got something big happening, some catalyst, and everything just lines up, and boom, the thing explodes. Why? Revenues start to take off, news flow, catalyst, boom, boom, boom. It all starts going. And then investors jump on because there's momentum as things are exploding, and it goes to the moon. Okay? That's the 10-bagger window. And what happens after the 10-bagger window? Well, sometimes they consolidate, sometimes they crash afterwards, and sometimes they go from there, they consolidate, and then they go up 100x. Which was going to be, I don't know. I don't know what's the path. What is the path that what do you call it, that these stocks will take? I don't know. We don't know. We have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. Is it going to be a 10x? I know that they're in the 10-bagger window now. So I believe both of them have a path to becoming 10-baggers. Hang on, I like this guy's a snake oil. Okay, hang on. Snake oil cell. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I love this. Yeah. By the way, this is why our stocks go up. Exactly. Hang on a second. Invite guest. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Let me get the guests on. Okay, so let's see. I want to show you something interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something interesting. Because I need to explain this sometimes many times because people don't get it. Some people don't get it, so I have to explain because we always have new people. What the hell is that? We always have new people. Hang on, what the hell is that? Let's see. Slides, PDFs. Course intro. No, here. No, what do we want to show? We want to show. No, we want to show. Hang on a second. I want to show you guys something. Now, what do we want to show? Slides, PDF, share screen. Wait, stop screen. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, share screen. Where is it? Window. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just show you something cool. You want to see something interesting? I'll show you something interesting. I'll show you something interesting. Watch this. Okay. Again, I just want to show you. I just want to show you something very interesting. Okay. So TikTok. Let me just show you something. This is what happens. Again, the 10-bagger window. These are stocks that literally went up 1,000% or more. This one went up 1,000%. Okay. It starts off. By the way, this one started off slowly. It was a grind. It was a grind. Finally, it started to move. But this was your 10-bagger window. We got in a little bit early. We got in early at 50 cents. Got in early, 50 cents. It went to $10 in about 9 months. 50 cents to $10. You would have made 20 times your money in 9 months. But the real 10-bagger window happened over here. So we got in early, but this was the stock doubled, consolidated. Again, it was going sideways for 4 months. Sideways for 4 months. Boom, it explodes. Again, sideways for 3 months. Boom, this is when the money was made. Again, wave 2 is when the money is made. Wave 2. Why am I repeating that? Because our stocks are in wave 2 right now. A lot of our stocks are in wave 2. How about this guy? We introduced it at 17 cents. Exploded pretty much right away. Boom, consolidates, pulls back. Everybody gives up. Oh, this guy's a snake oil salesman. Oh, I'm losing money. Oh, the stock is going down. Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's a scam. And then boom, it goes up from it was, what was it? It was 50 cents. It went to $2. So basically, but it went from 17 cents to 50 cents and then $2. You would have made 1,000. You made 1,000%. How about this guy? 20 times your money. Why do I keep showing these charts? Because they all follow the same pattern from 70 cents to $14. Okay. Again, we launch it, explodes, a lot of interest. Everybody's all excited. But here's what happens. Oh, it's consolidating. Oh, it's going nowhere. Oh, I give up. I got to find the next other stock. Oh, you got a new stock? You got a new stock? Everybody gives up. Oh, it's going down. Oh, I'm going to sell. I'm just going to sell. They all sell. And then boom, it explodes. All the money is made in wave 2. Okay. Do you see a pattern? Okay. How about this guy? 5 cents. Sideways. Boom, it explodes. It went from a nickel to 50 cents. Everybody made 10 times the money in 3 months. This was in October, November. By the way, it was already going up. It was doubling and tripling. But October, November, December, people made 10 times the money in 3 months. Okay. Then they give up because, oh my God, it's not going anywhere. It's going sideways. Oh my God, it's going sideways. And boom, it goes up literally to $2.50. You would have made 50 times your money, okay? 50 times your money. That's me manipulating the chart. How am I manipulating the chart? You tell me, how do I manipulate the chart? You tell me, how do I manipulate the chart? That's the actual chart. That's the chart. Guys, you look it up. I got a proven track record. I'm not an anonymous person on the internet, making comments. I've been at this. Look at my videos going back years. They're on YouTube. 50 cents to $6. This is Next Tech. I think it went. Oh, no, that was it pretty much. But again, breaks out. They all follow this pattern. Fans unite again. 10-bagger window. Boom. You see that? Okay, goes up, consolidates, goes a little bit higher maybe, then explodes. Okay, I mean, how many times do I have to show? How many times do I have to show you this? How many times do they need to show this? From 2 cents to 36 cents, 18 times your money. Goes up. Okay, people made a bunch of money. Consolidates. Boom. Okay. Are you getting the picture yet? ESC Entertainment. This one was quicker. This one was right out of the gate. This one took off. Explodes, consolidates, boom, explodes. When was the last one? We're having them now. Dude, when is the last one? When was the last one? You know what I love about some of these people? Hang on a second. We're gonna bring them onto the thing. Hang on. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, hang on a second. Let me show you something cool. Where is? Okay, hang on a second. We're going to bring in. So, work sport. We're going to bring on Ness in just a second. So when is the next one? Right now, you're looking at the next one. Everybody's saying, the one was, that was last week. Oh, you had the double last week. Oh, you had a triple last week. But what about now? What about today? Oh, you had a 10 back. It's all now, okay? It's, this reminds me of, nothing has changed. Okay, here's people up here, oh, well, this was during that period. Oh, the market was this or the market was that. Listen, we've had stocks double, triple, 5X, 10X consistently for years and years and years. Now, does it get better at certain times? Yeah, sometimes you get much in a good market, the results get amplified. If you have a hot theme, the results get amplified. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Absolutely. And then these guys are saying, oh, but you got lucky. Oh, this guy got lucky. Oh, he's got lucky. Oh, here's what I learned. Okay. I'd rather bet on somebody lucky than smart. Okay. I'd rather bet on somebody lucky than smart. Now, and here's the difference between luck and system. So we have a system. Okay. If you get the book, this is why I tell you, get the book or get my video course. A link above in the bio. It's the #1 bestseller on Amazon. Okay, you get the video course, link above. It's on WAP. Okay, you're going to learn the system. You can see for yourself. So that way you could see, yes, there's a system. We apply the system and you get the same results over and over. Is everything going to work 100%? Are we going to have doubles and triples and 10 baggers every time? No. We're going to have failures for sure. Out of every 10 stocks that we launch, normally, probably I would say 75% of them, I would say 80% of them are usually double or more right away. They're pretty much usually or more. 30% of them become 10 baggers. So one out of 3 new stocks that we launch actually become 10 baggers. Okay, the rest maybe go 200%, 500%, and that's pretty much it. But that's pretty good, no? If you could see that 25%, 1 out of 4 becomes a 10X. I mean, yeah, it's a major mathematical advantage. Just do the math. It's like guaranteed money. Probably 10% of our stocks just kind of they're busts. We've had situations where we launch a stock and it's like it just falls. And we've had a few of those in the last 5 years. We've had 3 stocks that were the CEO shows up on a platform and I'm like, shit, what this is not happening. It happens, but actually we figured out now. We've figured out that problem. So that one is not holding up. That one is not. I think we've solved that problem. I don't think we're going to have those because we've really managed to zero in on a bunch of things so that pretty much all our stuff explodes right out of the gate. I'm actually disappointed that WorkSport only increased 30 or was it 40% on day one. That's disappointing. I was expecting an easy double. So what happened with WorkSport? Why didn't it double on day one? I'll tell you why. The gap. All right, Ness is here. Ness, welcome to the program.
Hey, Jack, how's it going, buddy?
Fantastic. Did you watch the live streams with the CEOs yesterday?
I did the second guy, yeah, not the first guy. I was busy. But yeah, no, second guy sounds awesome, man.
Amazing.
His head all right. Yeah.
I mean,
very much so.
WorkSport, I mean, that guy, I think he's got what it takes to go all the way.
Yeah. Seems bright. Seems like a bright guy.
Oh, I mean, and here's the thing. This guy's been through, he's been through, the whole cycle. I mean, this guy's been, it wasn't like a one-way trip, like he got lucky. Like he started, from zero. So he's been through everything. So why is that important? Because with this guy now, you don't have to worry about the company hitting a rough patch. because they've already done it. They've already had the learning curve. They've been through the learning curve, you know?
Right.
He's been through the learning curve. So now they've figured, I mean, they've been through everything. So now they're ready to scale. Why is that important? Because now you can make the big money.
Yeah,
Now they're in the 10 bagger window. Hang on, so let me pull up. I want to pull up. I want to pull up the video. I want to show this to TikTok, because the people on TikTok, you know, they have no attention span. They're never going to watch any of these things. Like, you just know, like they you know, they don't watch. If it's more than a minute, they can't watch it. It's like too much. If it's just too much. Hang on a second. Videos. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to play this for. I'm going to play this for. I'm going to play this for YouTube. So I'm going to do a quick replay so that, you know, so that people know what they're buying. You got to know what you own, as they say, right? Here we go.
0% margin, then 10%, now 30%.
Hang on.
We started with no factory. Now we have a factory, and we're thinking about expanding it. And we have day shift, afternoon shift, and overnight shifts. Our target for this year is going to be $20 million in sales, and we just have begun. We've only just begun. So that's with our traditional tonneau covers alone. When you add our solar innovation that's coming out later this year, the Solus solar tonneau cover, things get very interesting. When you add our core battery system, things get extremely interesting. The opportunity for Worksport to reach in the next 6 to 12 months a run rate of $100-200 million and beyond is very real, and something that we're working very, very, very.
By the way, so yeah, so the path here is, you know, the idea is, why are we bullish on the stock? Because, you know, they went from basically zero to a $20 million run rate. I mean, their revenues are double. Okay, they're doubling the revenues over last year. Okay, when you get that type of growth, the market gets very excited. That's what the market pays for. The market wants growth. So they went from basically whatever 10 million run rate to 20 million run rate. Now they're going to hit 100 million run rate next year. Why is that important? If they hit $100 million run rate, that means they're going to be valued at 5x revenues, at least 5x. Why is that important? That's $500 million valuation. $500 million valuation. Do the math. Do the math. That comes out to about $50 a share. Right now, they're trading at a $20 million valuation. So 25 times where we are now. So again, to go from 20 million valuation, which is where we are now, to go to 500 million valuation is 25x. So it's not even 50. It's a $75 stock. $75 stock is the potential. Okay. And we've seen this type of thing happen so many times with these stocks when they hit that 10 bag. They're in the 10 bagger window. This guy is describing, he doesn't know about this, but he's describing the 10 bagger window. Now, we're going to show you what they do.
Tirelessly on. Then once you start looking at our solar integration, it gets much more exciting and much more meaningful. And once you start looking at our battery generator system, sure, it could be used with trucks, but it also could be used by anybody, anywhere, globally. So it opens us up to a much broader market. And in aggregate, we're talking about billions of dollars of markets, and we're really taking big bites in terms of our growth this year. So here's our starting, one of our first.
This is what they started with.
We started with this folding tonneau covers. So this is the Worksport SC4 Pro,
with these
and it flips up against the window to allow full bed access.
That was the
something
beginning.
That we presently sell right now quite successfully. It looks great, it finishes great, and it's something that that we're very proud of. And it's one of our first intellectual property assets. And one of the first innovations we have in our marketplace. And this is really our crown jewel. This is something we're super excited about.
Now they're doing
solar folding tonneau cover, the first of its kind in the world, a folding solar array for pickup trucks, custom made for pickup trucks to keep your cargo clean and dry, but also produce 400, 500, 600 watts of power. Now, put it into perspective, the average 45 to 55 inch flat screen television consumes around 60 watts of energy, sometimes 70 at the high end. So this tonneau cover could power 10 flat screen TVs. It could power barrel fans. It could power industrial equipment. There's a very meaningful amount of power in 500 and 600 watts. So we're very proud of that. What you can see is a little sneak peek in the right is our core battery system. So that's our mobile battery generator system that gets recharged by the core, and something we're very excited about and has a massive market opportunity for us. The tonneau cover market is $4 billion, and we're going to try to take as big of a piece of that market as we can. But when we start looking down the road of our solar integrations and our battery systems, that's when things become very exciting. So this is our Solus solar tonneau cover. And when integrating the Solus solar tonneau cover with our core battery system, we're the first of our kind to develop a full, true remote nanogrid. So power on the go, away from plugs, turning basically trucks into power stations. Now, if you don't have a truck, that's fine. You could use just the core alone. Any individual can buy a core power system and use it for job site, campsite, first responders, natural disaster relief, all these types of things. And our core battery system here on the right could be charged by any wall outlet, producing about 3 kilowatts of energy. So that's a very meaningful amount of energy to power anything that anyone would need for the job site or the campsite. Our core
this is
a video of how it kind of works. Our core has 12 different outlets. It'll allow us to plug anything into the core that you would traditionally plug into a wall outlet. So saws, power tools, compressors, projectors,
this is what they're getting
fans,
started.
campsites, job sites, everything. And what we've invented here, and you saw at the end of that video, is the very first modular battery system. So with other units in our landscape, in our market, their units, the other battery generators out there are a sealed unit. They're a box of batteries. Our core system has a modular battery, so that means that when the battery's running low, you don't have to just charge the entire unit and it becomes a paperweight. You could replace the depleted battery with a fully charged battery. And why that's important is because you have virtually unlimited amounts of energy. And secondarily to that, you also have the ability to charge a depleted battery from any wall outlet or any solar.
This thing could be potentially 100-bagger stock over a couple of years. And here's how. Again, something you mentioned very interesting. There's a rice cooker analogy. Like Sony started off making rice cookers, then they became this. They started doing radios,
entertainment, microchips,
everything. Huge, and of course that same path was also followed by Honda, by I think Toyota. I mean, a lot of the Japanese companies, and also guess who else? This guy could be your twin. What's his name? Elon Musk. What did Elon Musk start with? Looks like started with an electric car. But look at what is Tesla? Is Tesla a car company or is it an AI company or robot company? It's very similar. You're kind of going down a similar path because, and again, they got trucks also. Now I think they got their own tonneau cover, like their own built-in, whatever. But it's a very similar thing. I mean, this is kind of like it is kind of like you basically have like a mini Tesla. All right, you get the picture, right? You understand this? You're getting, I'm calling it the blue collar Tesla. Tesla start off with these electric vehicles, the cars for like, techies, tech people or whatever. This one is more for like people with originally started in the truck market, right? The truck market. So it's more of like a blue collar market, right? Which is a huge market, by the way, huge. And the goal, and we're talking about multi-billion-dollar market, right? And guess what? Is Tesla a car company? It's not a car company. Nobody buys Tesla because they think it's a car company. All right. Tesla, Elon Musk was saying it. Tesla, the real money is going to be made from the robots, the humanoid robots. That's going to be the future, or whatever, the AI, all that other stuff. I mean, Tesla, the car is just the beginning. Just like, for Sony, the rice cooker was the beginning. For Honda, I think they started with sewing machines. That was the beginning. And for 3M, sandpaper was the beginning. Then they did a million. Post-it notes. Those post-it notes, that's what they do. Okay, WGRX. Let's pull it up. WGRX. Listen, I think WGRX, Worksport, I think these are like some of the biggest. I mean, I think we have a couple of major stocks with massive upside potential. I got WGRX on the screen. Hang on a second. WGRX is waiting for a signal. It's kind of waiting for a signal to go. It's waiting. When is it going to happen? It could be happening now. It could be happening actually. Hang on a second. I'm pulling up the 5-minute chart. We got to break out a couple of these moving averages. You know, the market, somebody's saying the market was just a little rough right now. The market's a little bit off. Like we lost, I think the overall, the micro cap, small cap area, I feel like some of the energy went out of the market in the last week. We started off not on a great September. By the way, ADN, somebody's asking about ADN. ADN is about to move. ADN is about to move. ADN about to move. Take a look at this. 15-minute charts. 15-minute charts. Hang on a second. Flip over. 15-minute charts. This is the big chart, by the way. You know, this was kind of your sell signal right here when we broke below this. Now, if you were in our Telegram group, you would have known about this. You would have known because we mentioned this on our Telegram. This was a bear flag, bear flag, bear flag. Okay? You would have known. On our Telegram channel, you would have known. How do you get that? You got to click the link above to get access to the private Telegram channel where we have the trading signals, and that's also where we get the early alerts. Now, we're building a base and ready to break out. Okay? Watch for the breakout above the red line. That's the moving average. When is it going to happen? I think it happens. It's starting to happen right now. We're building a base. We got to break out above 350. 350 is a magic number. Already on the 1-hour chart, it's happening. By the way, very important. The 1-hour chart on ADN, 1-hour chart. Pull it up. 1-hour chart. It's starting to happen. Hang on a second. I gotta notify our people right now. Let me see. Did I notify them already? I gotta go to the Telegram channel, let them know. Did we tell them yet? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let me pull this out. ADN, guys, get ready. ADN next week, big week. ADN. Why? Why is next week a big week? We're starting to break out on the 1-hour chart. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, let me pull this out. I'm sending a message to our private Telegram channel. The private Telegram channel is getting a notification right now. That's what you would be getting if you were a subscriber. How do you get that? You got to click the link above in the bio. That's on our WAP. It's on WAP. You get the early alerts. You get the 10-bagger blueprint video course. You get all the good stuff. 15-minute charts waking up on ADN. Karina is asking, do you think Bitcoin is a market indicator? I do think Bitcoin is a market indicator. I think Bitcoin is basically it's a good bellwether for speculative assets, you know, because it's all based on speculation. And Bitcoin has been kind of, I got the Bitcoin chart up. It's been a little choppy. Bitcoin has been a little bit choppy. The air has gone out of Bitcoin in the last week or two. So, okay, guys, if you're watching on TikTok, please do me a favor. Click the hearts button next to the upvote button. So we get more eyeballs. Work sport. I mean, look, it's work sport is setting up an explosive chart. We got to break above 350. Wow, we got a couple stocks in that 350 zone. They were like in that 350 zone. Both of them in that, like, if they they break above 350, they can run. ADN and work sport. Hang on one second. I just want to see. Do I have somebody sending me a message? Somebody's talking about open. You know, I've been talking about open. I like, you know, I mentioned yesterday, somebody brought up open. I like the open chart. I really do. Well, I liked it yesterday. I haven't seen it today. Open chart is looking good. Open chart is looking good. Might be getting a little, it might actually, I'm looking at it now, I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, it might be getting a little bit aggressive. A little aggressive. It might have a pullback. It's getting a little bit aggressive. You know, actually, it might overheat. I'm a little bit concerned. It's like the trajectory is very steep. The angle is a little steep. I think I think we got a real good shot of a pullback on open. I like open actually. I think the chart's looking good. I think we have a real risk of a pullback because it's getting a little bit. You know, you got too much bullish sentiment. The chart just feels a little too. Yeah, it's got that feeling like it's ready to kind of pull back. It looks too good to be true right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it might get near $7 or whatever, and then pull back. Hang on a second. Let me. Okay. Hang on. I got an important call coming in. All right, guys. I got a call. Somebody's trying to send me money, so let me have to grab this. Okay. What's going on? We got Ethan. Ethan, are you want to hop on or what? You got your mic is off, Ethan. Ethan, your mic is off. Okay. What's going on with Wellgistics? $1.30. It's quiet. WKSP. Oh shit! I got a bunch of calls. Look at. I'm doing this live stream for you guys. I got a bunch of calls. I gotta return, and I think somebody actually is calling to send me money. Okay, hang on a second. So I may have to pick this up because one of these is like past due. Okay, let's close it off on the work sport chart. 350 is the pivot. Why is the stock not moving? I don't know. They're quiet today for some reason. You know, they're quiet. What can I do? Who wants to hop on? Ethan, is that you? No, he's not on. Okay. I don't know what this is going on with this guy. Oh, the RSI is cooked. You know, it's interesting. C+. I don't even look at all the other stuff, the RSI. I keep things simple. You know what? Moving averages is enough for me. And, you know, I have it kind of like mentally in my head. I kind of, you know, like I've seen so many indicators that I have the, you know, I'm able to eyeball it and kind of have an idea of, you know, what's going on. Like, you know, it's kind of like size. Like I know what, you know, like measurements are, like whatever it is. So it's the same thing here. Like it feels to me like too, like a little too, you know, it's about to, you know, kind of lose its mojo. Open. We're talking about open. I think open is about to lose the mojo. It might go up a little bit above 7 and then, you know, whatever, but it's going to pull back. But I like it overall. I think, you know, if it goes into the 4s, I might buy it. If I feel like open has to crash back to like the 4s or a 3 to 4 range. Everybody's going to give up. Yeah, it's got to shake out the weak hands first. It really has to shake out the weak hands. And then it can move. By the way, ADN charts looking good. We're shaping up on the ADN charts. ADN charts shaping up. 1 hour shaping up, ready to break out. 15 minutes also breaking. We had a couple of algo triggers on the ADN charts. Algo triggers on the ADN charts. Patience. That's right. Nobody has patience. Nobody has patience. Just very important. We don't give advice. This is not a buy-sell advice. We have no investment advice on this channel. This is all paid content, highly speculative, highly risky stocks. They can all go to zero. We don't do investment advice. None of this is advice, just to be very, very clear. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do a quick thing, then I'm going to hop. No, they're not moving. They're not moving. Okay. Work sport logistics are not moving right now. Okay. Hey, sometimes I go on these live streams and, I think, hey, something is going to take off. I'll come back for the closing bell. But guys, do yourself a favor. Look at the video interviews that we have with the CEOs. Know what you own is what they say, okay? Know what you own. Both of these stocks are in the 10-bagger window, as is ADN. They have news flow. ADN has been delivering news flow also. So they got stuff ready to go. So get ready. Get ready. Next week could be absolutely explosive, okay? TikTok, thank you. We'll see you at the closing bell. All right, guys. Guys, I will see you maybe at the closing bell.